Welcome to Conversations with Chosen Pen, the podcast that amplifies the voices of authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. Be sure to like, comment, and share. And thank you for being a part of the conversation.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. We're late, yes, because technology wouldn't allow us to be great today. But nevertheless, I am here with you once again with another episode of Conversations with Chosen Pen. Wanted to send a shout out and thank you to our media sponsor, Mr. Earl Hall. He does a phenomenal job at what he does, all things media. Contact him for your media needs. But without further ado, what's most important is that you meet these wonderful ladies that I have as my guests today. We have the young, rich, and famous Tammie Polk, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. We have the Leslie Wright, young, rich, and famous, all the way from Greensboro, North Carolina. These are ladies that are very engaged in a lot of phenomenal things, and I'm super excited about having them as a guest and introducing you to them. So, ladies, thank you again for saying yes to this opportunity, and thank you for your patience through all the technical stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no problem at all.
So let's get this fun party started. Let everyone know a little bit about you. Tammie, we'll start with you first. Who is Tammie Polk? What makes you phenomenal?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a married homeschooling mother of 3 heads of hair who will swear they do not look like me, but they do. As Dr. Short mentioned, I bring you greetings from the home of Elvis, the Grizzlies, and barbecue, Memphis, Tennessee. And Dr. Short, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually graduated from high school in Walls, Mississippi. So I'm about in your stomping grounds. I'm about 12 minutes outside of Walls, straight down State Line Road, brings you right into Memphis. I am a big kid at heart. Leslie says it's about me all the time. 2 things about me. I love Build-A-Bear and cookies.
Okay. You're my kind of people. You are my kind of people. Thanks so much, Tammie. Leslie, introduce yourself, sweetheart.
Hi, thank you so much for having us on tonight. First and foremost, I am Leslie Wright. I reside in Greensboro, North Carolina, but I am originally from Landover, Maryland. Tammie is a girl mom, but I am a boy mom. I am a boy mom of a 15-year-old and a 4-year-old. Yes, the numbers are correct. 15 and 4, that is right. I had a COVID baby, and he is absolutely amazing, Jaden and Joshua. I am a mom who loves chicken. Okay. Like, I love soul food. I love gospel music. My favorite color is green. Okay. Everything is a kingdom party over here. We believe in celebrating what God is doing in our lives and in the lives of others. And it is an honor to be here with you tonight. And this, as always.
Well, thank you so much, Leslie. So let me just tell you guys, Leslie and I became acquainted. I don't even remember how we got connected. So for those of you who know me, you know I lived about 12 years in North Carolina. And it was during that window of time that I became connected with Leslie. The very first book that I was a part of, anthology, was by way of Leslie. And it became an Amazon international bestseller. Well, needless to say, she's been stuck with me since. And so we've done some other things together. I used to watch her do a lot of tours, a lot of events where she supported small businesses. And sometimes I just sponsored with gifts and door prizes and things of that nature. So we've been connected for quite a while. And it was through my relationship with her, I thought that I met Tammie. But then I realized I was already connected to Tammie. So I'm like, how did that happen? But you know, social media just allows you to have these friends from everywhere, right? So I met Tammie. I thought I became acquainted with Tammie last year, but obviously I connected with Tammie before then because I went through my messenger thread and there we were chatting it up. And I'm like, well, where did that happen? You know, so. But anywho, Tammie, let me tell you this. Memphis, Tennessee is where I was born and raised. My mom and dad moved to DeSoto County right before I finished school. So while I do live in Walls now because I just recently relocated, Memphis is my home. And you said it right. It's the place of barbecue, the Grizzlies, and Elvis Presley. Many people know that. So thank you guys for hanging out with me in this space. Now, one thing that we all have in common is that we're a part of the literary community. We are authors, all things books. You know, we believe in supporting our community. We believe in pouring in and empowering others. We are advocates of women in business, you know, moms in business, creating success from home. These are the things that we parallel. Now, what I like for them to do, however, is to go into a little more detail specifically about who they are, what they do, so you will have a better grasp of how they make a difference. And so, Tammie, let's start with you, and then Leslie, you share as well.
Well, as always, I like to say it like this. I am an educator at heart, but I am an author by trade. I have been writing since I was 11 years old, knew nothing about publishing until my mid 30s. But once I found out, I now have 215 and a half print, audio, and digital books under my belt, written over the last 10 years. This year was my 10-year authorversary. I do own my own brick and mortar bookstore here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you're a native Memphian and you know where the Mall of Memphis used to be, I'm very
Girl,
easy to
yes,
find.
I used to work by the Mall of Memphis. I know exactly what it is.
Yes. So I am there. I've been blessed to have my space for 6 years. And there's something really, really special that I want to say, but I can't say it now. I have to wait.
Okay, we have to wait. So, Tammie, okay, Leslie, I don't want to take up your time, but I just had to
It's
ask a
okay. It's
question.
your show, girl. Go on
So,
your way.
you know, okay, so where are you at near where the Mall of Memphis was? Are you in that building, in that space that was once the mall? Well, no,
Now, the FedEx
that's
bought
right,
the
it's
Mall of
gone.
Memphis and knocked it down.
I was just going
But
to say, no,
I'm
that mall is
actually,
gone.
yeah, I am actually really one traffic light up.
What's the street?
Cottonwood.
I know where Cottonwood is.
Right. I'm in the office park right at the corner of Cottonwood and Mendenhall, across the street from the Memphis House.
You know, there used to be years ago, right there by the Mall of Memphis, a Kroger grocery store. Remember when the banks used to be inside the grocery stores years
Mhm.
ago? I know I'm a little older than y'all, so y'all pretend
They
like y'all
still
know
are
what I'm talking
here.
about.
No,
Well,
that was the Kroger on American Way. So you're actually at the Mall of Memphis. You took a right and went almost to
yeah,
FedEx.
right. I went to the other way, right. But
Right.
anyway, I was in that area. And so I remember when the mall, listen, honey, I remember when the Mall of Memphis was built and we were all excited about the indoor skating rink and
Yep.
all
The
the
ice
things. So
capade.
yeah, the ice capade. I mean, okay, so let's stay focused. But I do know what you're talking about. All right, so I've got to come see you. I really do. We've got to talk about a partnership with you in your bookstore. So I want to come visit. I'll be there soon. All right, Leslie. Tell us, lady, who is Leslie Wright? What do you do?
Oh my goodness, it's more like, what do I not do? Jeez, let's see.
That's true.
What part of the resume do I talk about first? I am a wedding and event planner of 17 years. I too am an international best-selling author and speaker. I have done events all up and down the East Coast to include Canada, and I have written 9 books. And now I have my babies writing books, so it's more about legacy for me now. I have carved such an amazing career, but now it's about putting my boys out there. And so Jaden, my 15-year-old, is an international best-selling author now, and has authored 3 books and a coloring book. And Joshua, the 4-year-old, has authored a book and a coloring book as well. And they have a treat box. And so as of late, my life has been about putting them out there and putting them in the front limelight.
I love that. I love that about you. I remember when you were doing your events and you would travel, you did their tours, you were like, you can be a vendor at this location. And on this date, we're going to be at that location. I would be like, where does she get this energy from? I don't know where she gets it from, but I'm going to connect, and I will figure out where she was. I did not know that you had gone as far as Canada, but that's a nugget I didn't know. I was aware of. Yeah. I also want to say, Leslie, because I've been connected with you for so long. I remember when we first got started, it was just Jaden, but to see him now stand tall and with such confidence in the way he communicates and represents his brand, his books, even your baby boy. They have such it's obvious what you pour into them. So Leslie and I have a lot of history. We won't even talk about the whole full gamut of things, but here's the thing I will say about the both of you. I love the partnership that you have created, and while I have to some degree been engaged in what you all are doing, I'm like one of the Facebook stalkers. I know a little bit about what everybody's doing, and I keep up with you. But when you're busy doing your own thing, you just can't be connected to everything.
Yeah.
But I knew enough to know that it made sense for you guys to be my guest before the end of the year, right? And I wanted you to be a part of the conversation because you have series of books. Tammie, I knew you had quite a few books. Leslie, I know you have been connecting with your kid, getting your kids engaged with books. And, we're in the holiday season and people are buying gifts. And in my opinion, everybody needs a book. You need a book. You need a book. Everybody needs a book. Everybody in their family needs a book, right?
Yeah.
And between the three of us, we could cover the entire family, truth be told.
Yes.
But I saw this when we started doing the Color for Cash project, and I got on board with that. And then I looked up and I went, Leslie has, I don't know if the tour originated with Leslie or if the tour originated with Tammie, but I know that Leslie is the concierge. She is the guru, the tour guru. So I was like, and they're coming to Memphis and I just got moved back here. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about how all this evolved and then we'll flow into what you got coming up. How about that? Is that good?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Tammie, you take it away. You tell it best. She's so funny. Listen to her rendition of it. Go ahead, Tammie. Tell the people.
I was drafted into this thing.
Oh my God, here we go. Here we go.
Voluntold, Tammie. I think you were voluntold.
What had happened was I'm over here minding my own business, eating my cookies.
On vacation.
On vacation. I take a sabbatical from mid-July until Labor Day. I get this video called Friend. I know the rules, but I'm the friend who can break the rules because God told me to call you, so you have to listen to me.
Oh, no, she didn't put God in the equation.
And she did. So I'm sitting there literally with a bag of Cheetos like, Lord, help.
What have I got myself into?
And she was like, well, I got this idea. This idea. I want to teach people how to create Kingdom custom coloring books. And me and tech are like oil, water, and perfume. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just sitting over there. I'm cracking up laughing because it's true.
Listen.
And then she's like, yeah, so what do you think about creating coloring books? And I said, you do know that both me and one of my children created coloring books during the pandemic. Right. And she goes, when have I been? When did you get a coloring book? And she was like, the gall of you not to let me know that you already know.
The audacity, right?
What kind of friend are you? And so I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I want to see the coloring book. So now I showed her the coloring book and she was like, what did you use to make it? And I said, Canva. And she was like, hush your face. And she was like, okay, so will you please come and teach the Canva part of this class? I don't want to teach Canva.
I know I
don't like to.
Yeah.
She was like, please, I'll make sure that you have money for cookies after every class. I promise.
Yeah, a little bribery there.
And I'm just sitting up there like.
Now, was that the class that I was a part of, or was that a class?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So I said, okay, I'll help. And she let it be known from the jump. Look, I pulled this woman off vacation. But I came in, so I am the creation piece. I am the publishing piece. I am the tech piece. Links,
pricing,
website,
Amazon,
MailChimp, Canva, Vista,
everything, right? All things tech.
I'm the tech side of it. Like if it's looking at you in Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, and Mandarin Chinese,
that's
a Tammie question.
That's all Tammie.
Well, I thought that was smart of you, Leslie. But I do believe that God showed you that because you didn't know she had already been very much engaged in creating coloring books. And so between Tammie being the tech person and you being the logistics and strategist, which anyone who knows you knows that's the case. Were you aware, Tammie, of Leslie's ability to, take air and wind and put things together? You know what I mean?
Yeah, now Leslie too, and I have been connected for many years.
Okay.
Anytime Leslie has a virtual event, I get a message, ma'am, you're not on my speaking roster. What do you want? So I have probably spoken in everything Leslie has done in the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Both voluntarily and involuntarily. She's like Medea. She was like, are you going to do it voluntarily because I'm asking you? Or are you going to do it involuntarily, which means you finna go on this flyer and I'm going to pick your speaking slot. Make sure you feed them kids and that you come and speak in this event. Okay.
I don't know what she's
No, you know what? That's what, that's I love it when things like this happen, because this is really what I call an iron sharpens iron moment. You know what I mean? And when people and a beautiful representation of collaborating. We don't always have to know all the things, but if I've got a good friend that can handle part A and I can handle part B and someone else can handle part C and we come together, we can move mountains. And that's what this was for me. Now, I'm going to let Leslie give her version of the story, Tammie. I'm sure it's going to be slightly different. There may be some variation there, but we're going to
here we go.
So Leslie, what is your version of the story?
The Leslie version goes a little something like this. Like to hear it goes. No, seriously though, I was in a sales challenge with my coach, and she had challenged us to create something new. 17 years of the game, you kind of sit there like, well, what am I going to create that's new under the sun after 17 years? And I knew my brand needed it, but I didn't know what that exactly meant. And so I began praying, and God spelled out everything. Who to go to, the title, the cost, the colors, the content, the timing. And I said, okay, I'll obey. Right after a few days, I kind of sat with it and I said, Tammie, listen, God told us to do this, and we got to put it out, and we got to put it out now. It's urgent. And at the time we laughed and we joked about it, but we had no idea the people that were connected to the obedience and the level of urgency that they too needed us to be obedient.
Right.
And so that has been probably the most tear-jerking part of it all, is seeing and witnessing all of these people that have benefited from the Color for Cash courses, where he wrote one and then that one became 3 and that 3 became 9. And then that 9 became, I think, 11 or 12 now, spinoffs of different topics that all feed the Color for Cash community. It's just been tear-jerking. We've had people pay for chemo and get out of debt and save their homes. And it has become a very serious business in a colorful, fun way.
I love it. Let me tell you. Okay, so let me tell you how when I saw the promotion about the Color for Cash class, I went, oh, they're going to be talking about making coloring books. Well, this is right on time, because what you guys didn't know is I had started creating a coloring book myself. I was already in Canva choosing images, and I was just doing it kind of like, oh, this is just something I'll do. Let me put a few days on here and let me put a few days on there. I hadn't really thought about a topic or title, but I had been saving images, you know what I'm saying, to put in the book. So when I decided to register for the class, and Tammie began to teach the class, I'm like, well, I'm a lot smarter than I thought I was, because I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. And then she'd say, you want to do this, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm already doing that. Oh, good, great. And then you want to do blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm already doing that. I am just on a roll. So during the class, I was completing my coloring book. That's just what I was doing. I had already started it. So it was right on time. And then the reception I got, because, Leslie, we've authored books. I've been, curated and been a part of 12 or 13 books. Never in a million years did I ever thought a coloring book, but I love to color. So when the idea came to me and I, started working on it, Tammie, there was no sense of urgency for me, really. You know what I mean? It was just something I was doing. But when you all hosted the class, I was like, okay, this might be something onto it. And then when we did the pre-sale, I was getting orders like, just like this. And I was like, I think I'm onto something. And I've already had one of my clients, the same customers rather. When is your next coloring book? And I'm like, are you finished with that one? Yeah. I know it's 31 days, but I finished it in 2.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I do agree with what you said with regards to a timing thing and the way you guys move suddenly. You did the coloring book, Color for Cash, and then you started hosting additional subsequent classes. And then next thing I know, Leslie on Facebook to myself, don't you need some wrapping paper? And the gift boxes. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where have I been? It's like every time I looked around, it was something else added into the equation. Let's talk about the evolution of that. And then of course, let's talk about this tour that will be kicking off in 2026.
Yeah, when I tell you, we laugh and joke about the brilliance of us, but we are very certain to tell people that we only take partial credit. When I tell you God wrote every single piece of content down to the colors, down to when we would launch it. And you're right. It started out being a coloring book. And then he said, add a box. And Tammie and I were like, what? But I didn't know that Tammie had boxes either. He's an intentional God. And so then we did a holiday class and it was to feature. Now you put a kit with the coloring book. So now we don't just have a coloring book. Now you have accessories is what we like to call it. And then we went on to say, well, man, as we got through that class, we realized a lot of our students don't know how to market and how to advertise. They have all these amazing things in their arsenal, but they are not reaching their target demographic, Dr. Anissa. And I was like, we got to fix that. We got to fix that. We began praying again. And one thing that many people don't know is we fast, we pray, and we seek God before we put anything out. Because if he doesn't give us a green light, it doesn't make Facebook, right? Yeah. And so he said marketing. And so I said, okay. And so our third series, it's a 3-part series class. Our third part is the marketing, teaching them how to set up their CRM, what it means to do freebies and how to get people in your funnel just from a freebie. And it's just been life-changing for so many of them who already also had products and services, but they were not accountable to selling the products and services. And so this has been a beautiful attachment, not a replacement to what God was already trying to get out of many people to just finish and then trust the rinse and repeat process within it all.
I love it. Tammie, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, what I loved about it is, like I said, I'm a big kid at heart. And one of the reasons why I got so excited about it was because I was in a conference once where the leader asked, what is something from your childhood that you want to bring back into your life because it brought you joy? And I thought about coloring and drawing. I am the queen of color by anything, color by number, color by word, color by shape, color by math problem. It matters not. As a homeschool mom, my kids know if you have a color by anything in your schoolwork, you are not allowed to color that. I need you to bring me that page, the crayons that I need, and I need you to go over there. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the fact, the simplicity in it, really, because it's something that you don't have to overthink. Because while we teach that it is to eliminate stress, it doesn't just eliminate stress for our customers, but for our students as well.
Yes, exactly.
I had one to tell me just the other day. She said, Tammie, I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? I said, absolutely. And she said, the reason why I have multiple coloring books is because me creating coloring books is what I do to keep from cussing folks out at work.
Well, there's a testimony of class.
I know. Listen, I have I too share your passion and your love for coloring. that's something. Word puzzles and coloring was always kind of like my breather. And I can remember it, people would tell you, even with me operating other businesses over the years, if I would have clients to my home and their children would come with them, I didn't have a game for them to play on the television. I might have a movie for them to watch, but I always had coloring books with crayon. And I would say, I want you to make this really pretty for Miss Anissa, you know, and I don't care what it looked like. I would be like, oh my goodness, your choice of colors.
Right.
I would have never thought to paint a purple tree, but you used your I mean, I just went on and on because I understand how it can be calming. It sparks creativity, all of the things that you want, especially when children are developing, but it helps us as well. And that's one of the reasons why my book, because I work with women and my target market is working with women. My book was one targeted to women because I knew we wear a lot of hats and we need downtime. And I was like, whether you are at home, waiting on the potatoes to boil, or whether you're in your carpool line, here's what you could be doing to kill some time to decompress, not knowing that therapists encourage coloring as one of the techniques in assisting their patients. I was like, are you serious? And it was like, yeah. And they said, how did you know? I said, I didn't know. I just know what it does for me. And so when you all had the class, I was like, okay, great. Let me go ahead and get this book covered and done. And now people are asking me, when is my next one? And then I was even asked when I was going to do one for men. And I'm like, I hadn't thought of it. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be for anyone. And it's, it's going to be tied to wisdom, but I love that. And then your gift, I mean, it was like a constant evolution with you guys. And then I look up, and when I heard you were coming to Memphis, and then I said, wait a minute, she's just not coming to Memphis. There's Greensboro, all of these cities. And I said, oh my goodness, Leslie is back in her element, because that's how she used to do. She was always on the road. Let's talk about this tour. Now, when does it officially kick off? What are the cities that you're going to visit? And then why a tour?
Yeah, it has been a whirlwind, just as you stated. God did catch hold of me and convict me and say, listen, you've been in your PJs and in the house since COVID. It's time to come outside now. Okay, it's time to come to the out. But women who are dynamic, if I can really just very quickly, mention Deborah Brewer, Dr. Patrice Cagle, Pamela Johnson, and Greta Fry. It's women like that who are our sponsors of us being on your show tonight and really fueling the mission beyond who we knew online. And so one day God was just like, you're going on the road. And I was like, okay, great. But I didn't think it was with Color for Cash. I thought it was with the boys. We were already vending. I thought maybe he just wanted us to vend some more. And he said, no, tour. And it's been beautiful to have him almost create the same format and plan that I did with Ladies Night In, which is how you really got working with me, Anissa, with Ladies Night In, to see him do something even bigger and better and bolder in this way. And so it really is a rinse and repeat process for me, because I was on tour for 6 years, so I know how to do it. But with the new content, it's just absolutely amazing. And so, but Tam, tell her a little bit about, tour. And like she said, why now? We didn't know that this too people were waiting on. Every morning we've been waking up and people have been in our inboxes excited about tour.
Yes. So tour kicks off May 2nd at my bookstore here in Memphis. That's why I said I couldn't talk too much about my bookstore as of yet. Because that is where we are kicking off. Leslie told me about the tour, and she told me, she said, Tammie, I want to come to Memphis, and I want barbecue and chicken.
And the store. Don't forget the store. I said the store too.
Right. She was like, don't change too much about your bookstore setting up for this thing. And I got to tell the story of why the kickoff came to Memphis. I shared about my bookstore and how it came to be, and how it's not just a bookstore, for me, how it saved my family. And Leslie called me inconsolable
Yeah, it's holy ground. It really is to kick it off there.
Yeah, she was like, we're coming to Memphis first, and I don't want to
Yeah.
hear anything about it. You got me over here
The
crying.
story is powerful about the bookstore, and it really is a mirror to what this coloring book has done for people that have gone through the course. And so it makes sense to go to where my partner and I first had a conversation about Color for Cash when she was sitting and working in her element. It just makes sense to go there, and we're going to touch the walls and pray and cry and just thank God, because he didn't have to give us the idea. When we sit and think about, he could have gave this idea to anybody, so we got to start there.
And you know what? He probably did give the idea to someone else, but everybody doesn't always act. They don't move. Ideas a lot of times are not just to any one person. A lot of times, have you ever seen it where someone else is doing something, you go, you know, I thought of that last year and just didn't do it, you know? So you're coming to Memphis in May. Was it March or May?
Yeah, May 2nd kickoff.
Okay, so we're kicking it off in May. Oh, girl, listen, Memphis in May. Oh, that's the best time.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
That's what I explained to Leslie.
Yes,
the World Championship of Barbecue.
Oh my gosh,
it's not the same week, but
but you know, it's a lot that goes on in the month of May because
but we Memphis in May and September are the 2 months to come to Memphis.
And let me just add this, if I might. I lived in North Carolina for 12 years, and they are very boastful about their barbecue. Tammie, bless their hearts. But I was born in Memphis. I was like, what is this we're eating? This is not barbecue.
This is not barbecue. It's not barbecue. Not barbecue. It's not. Yeah.
I know.
Y'all have what you hope that people like us.
They aspire.
You think that we will accept what you I will never forget going to a restaurant and they had on the menu Memphis dry rub ribs.
Oh yeah. It was such an insult, Tammie. It was such an insult. A great disappointment.
Sorry. And dry rub on the same page because baby, let me tell you. Not only do we only believe in pork barbecue, let's get that straight. If I can eat it and be cute, it ain't barbecue.
Oh my God. What's going on with the rest of the tour?
These right here on the side of your face.
What is the rest of the tour? Tammie, come back.
You do not have a whole roll of paper towels or baby wipes next to your plate. You are not
eating barbecue.
Can you tell the people about the rest of the tour?
Have 6 pieces of white bread on the plate next to them ribs.
I'm so sorry.
Because you got to get the sauce on the bread to go with it.
Okay, so Tammie,
what is the rest of the tour? Can we talk?
Okay, we're gonna come back. I got one more question about the barbecue. So when Leslie comes, which restaurant are you going to take her to for barbecue?
All of them.
So.
You're not going to all of them.
No. Now she's gonna get a little bit of a hodgepodge.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Central because I do want her to taste Memphis barbecue that has the sauce on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I'm going to give her a little bit of One and Only because that's the place that puts crumbled, real cooked bacon in the potato salad. So we got go over there. But then I would not be from Memphis if she did not get Neely's Interstate Barbecue on 3rd Street.
Baby, you know what, Tammie? I was going to ask for your passport if you did not say Interstate or A&R. One of the two.
Right. Yeah. So we've got a
tour. It's a tour.
It's
not real barbecue.
Tour. And the thing about it is, I have contacted all 3 of them for catering.
So I'm loving it. Listen, I don't even know how she's going to top. I know there are other phenomenal cities that's a part of this tour, but she's going to be so Memphis, she's going to be,
I'm ready.
You're ready. So after Memphis is in May, and, you're going to be like, it's going to take you a little while to recover. I'm not sure. Either it's going to take you time to recover or you're going to be fueled for the following cities. Yeah. What city is next after Memphis?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Atlanta in July. Then we have, I just had it pulled up. Where did
You're
it go?
okay. I got you,
There
friend.
it is.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
We have Fort Wayne in September, Virginia in October, and well, in between all of that, Greensboro is in August.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Love
Yeah,
it. I
Greensboro
absolutely
in
love
August. So by Thanksgiving, we're gonna be tight.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah.
be. And you know what? So you're going to be doing the Color for Cash tour
Yeah.
and all the things. And now, is it just promoting the colors, or is it about promoting the coloring book, the workshop for that, everything that you've been doing up until now? Is that safe to say?
That is a brilliant question. It is the first course. So it is starting them with the coloring book, understanding sponsorships, marketing, and Amazon. We thought that would be good to start them there because getting into the accessories and the marketing are kind of caveats. They are extra extensions of the coloring book. You can be successful if you do none of that, still. And so we really feel like putting the coloring book and the Custom Kingdom coloring book out there so that people can see that. And then they'll have opportunities to sign up for coaching in each of the cities where we can go into other topics.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I agree with you. Doing that course it makes sense, because if they choose to jump on the bandwagon with the coloring book course and actually create their own coloring book, that's a plus. But if they have other products that they sell, other services they provide, they're going to benefit from strategy that's being taught in that class. I'm excited for you guys. Let me see if we got some comments here. Let me see if they
excited.
Probably jealous.
That's our sponsors. That's our sponsors out there in Facebook.
Look at our students showing up. Let's go.
Nico, too good. Hey, Mr. Nico, I hadn't seen you in a minute. He says, lovely information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, of course, one of your, here's another one. Okay, this is Pamela Johnson. My paternal grandparents are from the Memphis area. I went a few years ago. Barbecue is, listen, it's like water here in Memphis.
I'm just saying.
I'm excited.
It's no other place. I suffered through, Tammie. God blessed me to make it through. Okay, so you got Miss Deborah Brewer. Is that Deborah Brewer?
Yes,
She's excited. Yeah, Pamela Johnson says July class and etc. It was so much fun for me to make the coloring books. I love the class. You guys do a phenomenal job. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it and for reassuring me of what I knew. I picked up on some things I did not know, because Tammie is a phenomenal teacher. And I said this earlier in this broadcast, is that between her technical know-how of what to do, and then Leslie, your strategic mind, and you make the perfect combination. This collaboration is like none other. And I'm excited about you guys coming to Memphis. I'm hoping that I'm here. Because I've got to travel in May is my anniversary month, but I've got another conference. I'm hoping there's not a conflict, because I want to be able to support in some way. But any last comments that you guys want to share? Because we're at the end of the session. I wanted to make sure that people knew how to reach out if they're wanting to sponsor, if they're wanting to attend, if they're wanting more information. Here's the website.
Yeah, tickets are live.
Just for more tour information. This is the website for you to go to. And then, of course, find them on Facebook, because trust me.
Oh, we're there.
They're both on Facebook, and there's no way possible for you not to see the information on their respective Facebook pages. All right, so we got Deborah Marie Brewer says the classes have taught so much more than just coloring books. They are just yes, Deborah, I totally agree. Totally agree with that. All right, ladies, any last comments, anything we may have missed that I forgot to ask you about? Leslie, let's start with you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Come on tour. If you loved us, you've been in our classes. Now it's time for all of us to get outside, right? And come on tour. Even if your business, if you look at the cities and you say, man, I can't get there on those dates, then send your marketing with us. We want to market your business, and we'd love to talk to you about how to do that, so you could be on tour right from home.
That's so true. I have been a part of that as well. That's a smart thing that you do. I love that about you, Leslie, and bringing that element in where everyone can play a part. You may not be there physically, but you still can be a supporter and benefit as a result of the event itself. All right, Tammie, what about you? Any other comments that you like to share with those who might be watching live or watching later?
Let's go, Tam.
Let your inner little kid guide your decisions, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be a grown-up. Click the link. Cities links are being added as we speak. I'm gonna be honest. I'm over here multitasking, trying to make sure that we get these city links up. Mm-hmm. And if we're not coming close enough to you,
why don't they sponsor?
No.
Why don't they host? How about that?
Yes. Yeah. Let us know. Become a sponsor. Sponsorships are reasonable. We have a myriad of things going. Prepare to be sick of us.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Sorry.
I love
it. Especially when the mascot comes on tour. See, Leslie didn't even know. I gotta bring my guy on. I have to bring my mascot on tour. Right. Don't look at me like that.
I didn't know. Oh, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and it's going to bless you. And it's information that you can take to the marketplace right away. I think that has been the golden thing about all of this, is that this coloring book, you can make it tonight, sell it in the morning. It's
absolutely
straight to the marketplace.
Exactly.
It's that fast. It's straight to the marketplace. So if you're looking for something where you're like, man, I need something, I think we're your something.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Ladies, thank you once again for saying yes to this opportunity. I have thoroughly enjoyed this session. I promise you I have. I love what you have done. I love what the partnership. You are a beautiful example of what it means to collaborate. I absolutely love that. The level of excellence and camaraderie that you've created. The fact that you've brought your skill sets together to do something bigger than that you could have done, individually. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming to Memphis in May. If nothing else, I might be able to eat barbecue with y'all. You don't have to beg me. Just tell me what day, okay? I will be there. And so I wish you the best of success as you continue to add cities and tours. I just believe there are going to be people that's going to host and bring you guys to where they are. Everyone can't go to each respective city, but you never know. Someone may be willing to host. So, but if not, you've got a sufficient representation already on your schedule. And I see great things happen, or I should say greater things happening for you both. Listen, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us. We're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Conversations with Chosen Pen, where we amplify the voices of authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. This is just another session. I love to bring my tribe with you. And if all goes well, I'll be back again next Tuesday, hanging out, same time, same place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing you again next week. And of course, we're going to kick off 2026 with a whole new crew of women. I am going to be featuring the divas of the DeSoto County area, my new area. And so the first few episodes of our Conversations with Chosen Pen is going to feature women that are in this area, either entrepreneurs, authors, or those who are working to make a difference in their community. So that being said, I am Dr. Renissa Short, once again signing out. Thank you for hanging out with me in this space, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.